If you're a lawn enthusiast and you've been on the internet for the last 6 months, a year, you've seen these things blowing up on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And so I've come down here to Tquip with JP, the first international distributor of these tools, right?
Correct, yeah.
And we're going to go through every little thing about these earth and turf spreaders and exactly why they're causing such a fuss. All right, let's start with this big boy here. This is a thing that there's lots of people looking on the internet and going, oh my goodness, what is this machine?
This is the our flagship model. It's the 415. It's a four-wheel drive, four-wheel steer unit. And it is, as I said, it's the flagship of the range. It can hold 2,000 pounds or 950 kg of material. And it can put it out really, really fast. Drop spreader. With the gate wide open, you can actually drop 950 kgs in less than 40 seconds.
What the heck?
Yeah.
So a full load in 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And if you're doing top dressing,
yeah,
that would be 950 kg, would be roughly like 90 square meters.
No, at like 8 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what most people are top dressing for. So a residential lawn averaging 150 square meters or something, this could do it in a couple of minutes, ignoring the fill up speed, just the...
Correct, the actual spread of it, yeah.
All right, the controls are back here, right? So
yes, they are.
I'm standing here. You can see the four-wheel steering already because you put it into place. One-handed operation, is this right? So I steer with this, speed with this?
Yes.
Do you find it really intuitive?
Very intuitive, yeah. And just spreader on, spreader off.
And the present switch, so if I step off the platform...
It's the neutral, it springs back to neutral. As soon as you let go of the control, it springs back to neutral.
Right. So well, how do I adjust the width?
How do you adjust the actual, because the width is a brush, right? So the width doesn't alter. It's how much we open up the gate is how it changes the rate. Now it's ground speed dependent. The ground speed will remain consistent in the spread.
Oh, awesome.
So if you slow down, the spread slows down. If you speed up, that speeds up.
Right, so there's an interlocked mechanism between this platform here
and the ground speed.
Right, so if I stop,
it stops.
Nothing else has gone out. I'm not going to stop and then get a nice pile of compost or soil in front of me. Do you find, because we're talking about residential units here, and we've got smaller ones here.
Yes.
Other than gate access, because there are some residential units with gate access, could this be used at a 150, 200 square metre lawn?
Provided you've got gate access, yes, absolutely.
Right, so it's that manoeuvrable, because usually like 1 tonne carrying capacity is a machine that's...
It's quite a cumbersome unit, but in this case, being four-wheel steer, it's very nimble. The Earth and Turf 415 has the ability to have an optional coring device fitted to it, which a coring device is exactly as we have it here. It's a hollow tine item that pulls a plug, which is a popular feature on this unit.
So you can top dress, core exactly at the same time?
Yes.
Right, and this is not quite the right mechanism for under there?
No, this is not an Earth and Turf item. It's a typical example of what the hollow tine coring shaft looks like.
So it's very similar, but it goes at the bottom.
Goes at the bottom and it's hydraulically operated, raises and lowers out of work mode. So we can use this machine either with it in use or not, and it doesn't hinder the performance in any shape or form in the event that you're not using the corer.
Does these come in different sizes, or at the moment is this the only standard option?
We have the 415 as here, or we have the smaller unit, the 410. The 410 is significantly narrower, and it also doesn't carry as much material, but it does give better access through narrow gates.
Right. And what's the price point on this machine?
This unit, as it stands here, is just on $54,000, inclusive of GST, plus the optional corer. And then we also have another future product that's coming, which is a seeder cedar box that's available to be fitted to this.
Right, and would that go on the front?
That goes on the front, exactly where you're standing now. The cedar box sits on the front here.
People can always like get excited or depressed from a price point, but
Yeah.
if you can get what you're saying here, a couple of minutes to do 100 square meters,
Yeah.
maybe add a bit more, say 10 minutes, including filling up time to do a small residential lawn. A lot of us out there, we're charging $4 or $5 a square meter. That's $400 or $500 in 10 minutes worth of work. I can definitely see the return on investment like very, very quickly for someone who's doing a lot of this kind of work.
Indeed.
Now this guy is the 100 SP, right?
100 SP.
I was looking at one of these before Earth and Turf had even gotten an international distributor, because
Okay.
I was seeing these online. They looked exactly like what I was looking for. Now, quickly before we head into anything else, is that this machine here, it comes in roughly this size. It's the 410, is that right?
That's the 410, yeah. So the 410 is roughly, give or take, same size as this walk-behind unit. So we have a stand-on unit, dimensionally same as this, yet still has all the similar characteristics as the 415 that we just looked at. Stand-on unit, Honda-powered, precision distribution of your product, brush, drop spread, well made, so durable products, precision application, and yeah, like our products have stood the test of time, certainly in the United States. We're very excited about this product entering the Australian marketplace. What we've found so far is that the quality of the componentry, the belts, which is the heart of the machine, is just so durable.
Right. And that's what this thing in here.
That's our rib belt, and you don't need to adjust it as frequently as you do on some other machines out there. And the fact that we offer a drop spreader, so it's far more accurate, and it doesn't spill out the sides, and has the ability to go thin or thick in the application.
Well, that's what drew me to this sort of machine, because blocks are getting smaller and smaller, and you're getting lawns that are not that much wider than this these days.
Yeah.
Job quality is pretty low when people are laying it, so they want top dressing for a flat finish. And your options are do it by hand or don't do it at all if you don't have a drop spread like this. And what happens is it becomes very expensive to do, because you've got to deliver a lot of soil, all that sort of stuff, doing it by hand. People just don't want to do it. You know, employees don't want to do it, people don't want to do it, because even though it's the right thing to do, it's incredibly physical. A lot of guys are getting older, they don't want to do anything that's going to hurt their back. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, access, drop spreader, it seems like a tick box. Another thing is this brush. I haven't really seen anything like this on a residential.
On a residential product, no. It's really scaled down from the large commercial machines.
Yeah.
And it's it really is a very nice feature to give that precision aspect of the application.
And I was talking to Kevin
Yes.
over in the US. One of the things that I struggle with is when you want to put compost down, the compost that is good and healthy sticks together, it clumps together because it's moist and there's a lot of humus in it. Problem is when you're top dressing, you get those clumps, you've got to break them all individually.
Yes.
And what I've seen online, and I want you to know, I don't want to know if this is experienced people who bought it, is it seems to be that this brush is crushing a lot of it as it goes through, so you don't have to go after and crush them all individually by boot or the shovel or whatever. Is that like what people are getting as
The
well?
brush certainly has a better ability to break the material down compared to a spinner option.
Yeah.
Just whilst on the spinner option, we do have the spinner available for the 100 SP, but we find that the brush model is more precise.
Yeah.
And it has the ability to actually spread thicker, especially when it comes down to using products like your different composts. It has that better application.
The other thing I think of is, whilst it might seem like you're being more efficient through broadcasting over a larger area, at the end of the day, it's the opening that's delivering the same amount of soil. So if you have to get a certain amount of soil out, what people who haven't used a broadcast style would wouldn't know is that you end up having to go over multiple times with the broadcast style anyway.
Yes.
So sometimes, not in every application, light applications I can totally see it, but sometimes you're actually not less efficient using a narrower machine.
That is correct.
You're using the same...
Because you're able to go very thick in one pass.
And now, this works the same sort of style with how, to this, with the conveyor belt,
yes.
Everything dropping out.
So everything is ground speed proportionate. So the faster the ground speed is, the faster the belt will go. The slower you go, the slower the belt goes, just for that uniform application.
Yeah. I didn't know. Even come over here. I didn't see this in the flesh.
Okay.
It looks to me, and this looks pretty smart, like you push it,
yes,
and it goes forward.
Yes.
You pull it,
yes, sir,
and it goes back, and then you just turn it. So it doesn't seem like it could get any more intuitive than that.
That's correct.
And the same thing, I'm guessing spring-loaded.
Yep.
So if I'm having an issue or whatever, it just stops.
The dead man type handle, yeah.
Yeah. So how do I control everything else on this machine?
So we want the brush and the belt to operate.
Yep.
So we bring this from the off to the on position, and we drive forwards and back.
Another thing I've noticed about these is I love that the top part extends out from the actual, what do you call it, the bucket or the hopper? Because when you are loading these with a digger of some sort, you're probably not going to get necessarily the width of the bucket that you want.
Right.
Extends it out a bit. And I've seen people modify different brands and things like that to try and help that. Is this a size that's pretty standard for a digger?
This has actually got the optional loader kit on it. So the sides have been fitted to this unit.
Right, okay, awesome. Now, final machine is this little guy here.
Yes, the 62. The 62 SP is the entry level into the range. It's now for 2025. It's fitted with a Honda engine.
Right.
The unit again uses the Tough Torque transmission. Has got the optional loader sides on it, like the hungry boards as we like to call them in Australia. And not a brush, but it's a different type of distribution. It's more of an entry level. Still does a very precise job. No spinners on this model. Only on the 100 we've got the spinners at this point in time, and no plans to put spinners on this.
With this little guy here, what are these blades here for?
To throw it out, to throw the material out. So there's no brush on that to churning of the material, and to put it out, it's the drum there that does that.
All right, okay. And what would this, so entry level, is this still something that you'd recommend commercially? Or is
It
this
is,
more a hobby
yeah,
farm?
no, commercial people will buy that, but it's for the user that doesn't intend to put as many hours on it as what the person would if they buy the more commercial product.
Yeah, because like we said before, like I guess everyone's got a budget.
Yeah.
But really, from a commercial perspective, the thing people want to think about is return on investment. And if they are using the bigger machines a lot and it's more suiting the work that they're doing and they get their money back, they get their money back. So you said the capacity on this is like 900 kilos or something. We said it before.
Yeah, it's 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's 950 kilos.
And what's the capacities then of the SP100 and?
Weight capacity 450 kilos, and of course, if we've got like mulch or we've got sand, the weight is going to vary. So if we're talking cubic capacities, 0.3 of a cube versus 0.2 of a cube. Yeah. In the two walk-behind models.
Obviously, with a machine like this, you're going to need some sort of level of maintenance. From the outside, they look really simple, a lot more simple than some other machines I've got in my shed. What is actually involved on the maintenance side? Very
simple machines to maintain. What we recommend is that we grease the machine on a weekly basis if we're using it full time. Also, if you are going to wash the machine down, we recommend greasing those bearings after each wash. And it's a Honda engine which requires periodic maintenance of oil changes, and it's our view that we should be changing the oil annually or every 50 hours, depending which comes first.
Right. Will then be the belts themselves.
Yep.
Is this linkage here what they look like and how you replace them, or is that something you need to take into the shop for?
The link, that silver part that you see at the top of this belt, that is actually like the joining piece. And no, we replace the entire belt. We don't separate it at those joins at all.
Okay.
And you would take that to the shop to do, but we would expect many years of trouble-free use. So with the belt, we do recommend periodic adjustment in order to keep the belt nice and tight and running straight, running true. And it's a very simple adjustment on both sides of the belt, just by loosening the nut, tightening the bolt, and then tightening the nut back up again. Do the same on both sides, half a turn or a turn at a time, and that way you keep the belt in the correct specification that the manufacturer has suggested.
Now, if anyone wants to buy these are available across the country?
These are available in most states. We have dealers for these products. Still some areas now that we are searching for new dealers. But yeah, we have stock available and ready for action.
Well, they've only been in Australia for 6 months at most?
Yeah, we launched them in August.
3 months?
Yep.
So they're brand new. Well, thank you so much, JP, for coming on.
No problems at all. Thanks for the opportunity to show our wares.
I see a red and yellow machine behind you, which I think will be coming out in a later episode. So we'll see you soon. But everybody, thanks for checking in, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Cheerio.